We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown remembered gate, when the last of Earth left to discover...
Stephanie, thank you for coming on the podcast today. We were introduced whenever you photographed me for the Johnstown Magazine bit that I did with Shane, and we took it in Classic Elements, and I guess we had known each other beforehand, but I'm really bad with like names and faces, so I just had no idea who you were, and then you're like, oh yeah, you go to Emmanuel, right? And I'm like, oh no, I think I might know this person. But I'm glad to get you on the episode, or on the podcast today. I've been recently interviewing like a lot of artists and people like in this sort of field rather than just strictly business owners, so I'm glad to get someone who does like photography on, because I really haven't gotten that before. So just to start off, what was your original impetus to become a photographer?
Thank you for having me. And I've been doing this for a really long time. If you ask me, I say I started at 10 because that's when I got my like first real digital camera. If you ask my family, they'll tell you I started in kindergarten with those like little film cameras that you get at Walmart that like you shoot and then you send out and you get all the pictures back. I remember this one time I went on a field trip and I got one of those cameras from my parents, and I took like all the pictures because I didn't know you only had like 10 or 15. I took all the pictures on the bus and like of clouds and buildings. We didn't even leave Johnstown yet. And so my family was like, Stephanie, next time wait until you get to the place and then take pictures. So that was funny. But yeah, so I've always had a camera in my hand since I was like 6 years old.
And now you don't even have to worry about that anymore because we just have like an infinite number of photos.
Yes. People were always like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I want to do one more pose. I'm like, dude, we have like unlimited. You're good.
Yeah. We have so many options. You don't need to do another one. You're never going to look at this one again.
Yeah, I'm like, we have like 10,000 more. We're good.
Yeah, I was the same way. I had like this, but I had it with like one of the older iPhones, like an iPhone 4 or something like that. So I did have like the option to have a lot of photos of just everywhere that I went. Yeah. But I started to realize that I had this problem whenever I was like maybe 13 or 14, and it would just be every single place we would go, I would just be like, snap, snap, snap.
Of like everything. Like every little thing, too.
We went to Fort Ligonier one time and as a class trip, and I took a picture of like the rafters of one of the cabins, and then whenever I was looking back, I was like, why did I take that? Yeah. Like, did I see something in this that I just am not remembering whenever I took it?
Yeah, and now, like, iPhone storage is just crazy, like, unlimited, basically.
Yeah. I think I have 5,000 photos on my phone.
I think I checked last, I was, like, around 15,000. I'm like, I need to go through these.
And they make apps, too, now, where you can, like, it's like a Tinder, but you can swipe left or right on your photos to go into it.
On your photos.
But then they make you pay for it after a while. And
oh, my gosh. I was literally going to try that, and then I haven't yet, so good to know that you have to pay
because
for
you get excited because it lets you do, I think, like, 100 photos, and then it's like, all right, you need to pay money. And I'm like, come on, gosh. Man. I'll just go through and delete them myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So, from that early age to now, how have you like kind of developed your photographer eye to like where it is now? From I'm assuming that probably whenever you first started, you weren't taking the same quality of photos as you are now.
Yeah, so of course the quality in technology is way different. What are we up to now? Like 58 megapixels or something like that. Like something crazy. 4K, 5K, 6K. What? No, I think we're at like 8K.
I think I saw 16K one time.
Oh my gosh! And I heard like, I don't know if it's true. I mean, we'll never know, I guess, unless we like do the research. But I heard like to the naked eye, like we can't even see 4K.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what kind of scam is this?
Yeah, it's only good if you start zooming in really far.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what do you need 4K? Like a billboard, basically. Like, but yeah, I learn every day, basically. Every photo shoot, I learn something new. I try to bring a different creative into every photo shoot, every wedding. And I do, what are they called? I have podcasts stuck in my head because we're doing a podcast. A webinar.
A webinar. Okay.
Yeah, online.
I was lost. I was like, I don't know how to help you here.
Some are free, some you have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always trying to learn something new. I tried to implement double exposure at my last wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely still need to learn double exposure in my camera instead of like doing it on Photoshop. That way, then later I don't have to do as much.
So what's the benefit of that? Of double exposure?
Double exposure is just trending, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So everybody like. So you'll take like a picture of like something black, which is usually the groom's suit,
Mm-hmm.
and then take another picture and put it in his suit, and it's like 2 photos in one.
Oh, okay.
And
so it's kind of like you're using it as like a green screen, but as a a black screen. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then like just putting 2 pictures together, and like couples love that. So I love it. It's unique, and yeah, it's just really trending right now.
Cool.
And long exposures, they have always been a thing. But in weddings now, like, long exposures are coming back, where, like, the bride and groom will stand in place, and then the bridal party will, like, run around them, or, like, they'll be, like, running away together, and, like, you run with them.
Yeah. And then you get that, like, streak effect with all
Yeah.
the... Yeah, those are really cool, like,
they're a lot of fun.
in city photography. I really like that.
Yeah, with cars, it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It's a lot easier with cars, too, because they go really fast.
Yeah, the night sky is the same way, where people do, like, a long exposure, and you just see, like, the streaks across the whole sky.
Yeah,
It's
with
really
the
cool.
stars. Yeah, those are fun.
So when you were younger and you started doing photography, did you always know that you wanted that to be your career, or did it just sort of develop into that?
Yeah, so I always knew about 13... Yeah, about 13 years old, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I tortured my sister and her friends, and I was like, can you model for me? Can you just, like, pose for me? And, I mean, they loved it. They had fun. They dressed up and got pictures. And at that time, also, like, Facebook was starting to become a thing. So posting, oh, look at this cool photo shoot I did. And then now I look, like, Facebook memories will come up. It's like 12 years ago, and I'm like, look at this amazing picture. And I'm like, and now I'm like, oh my gosh. I took that.
Yeah. Well, I heard someone say one time, it was like some comment online, and it really stuck with me, where they were like, if you don't kind of cringe at your old stuff, then you haven't improved at all. And so it's actually better to cringe at it.
Yeah.
Because then you realize, like, all the things that you could have done differently. And that made me feel better, because I cringe at, like, everything I look
Yeah,
back
that's
on.
true, honestly, yeah. And I feel like I've grown, like, so much. I also have done some weddings with Jason Bafile, and he's incredible. I love working with him, and he teaches me some new techniques with the lights. He's, like, the light-skilled photographer. So, yeah, it really helped working with him, too, because last weekend I had a wedding, and we had the terrible gray skies. It rained off and on, like it has been for 2 months. And
That's Johnstown, yeah.
Yeah. And we were at Blue Knob ski lift. So it's just gray, gray, gray. I'm like, okay, we can work with it, though. Like, I'm cool with it. And we got the most beautiful, foggy, like, woods, like, out of a horror film, but a wedding. So, like, it was beautiful and scary. And then we went up to the ski lift, and the sun came out for, like, 10 minutes and got the most perfect silhouette of that one. So that was fun. So just, like, learning the light and being, like, super quick of, like, okay, what do I want to do here, especially if the sun's only going to come out for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always been the thing that's eluded me to getting into photography, is I never have had, like, the eye to be able to just, like, pick up the camera and then make the photo look like what I'm seeing and, like, what I want to see.
Yeah.
And then it's also, like, if you don't do it exactly at the right moment, and I know that they do, like, the multi-shots and everything, but I've never had luck with that.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, especially, I've never had to think that quickly on my feet, because I always just have the light available to me, and so trying to, like, think, oh my gosh, what do my settings need to be at right now for 2 minutes, because I just changed them for the light, for the strobe, and now I gotta change them back for the sun. It was crazy, and I literally had, like, 5 minutes, and then I had to change them back to the light, to the strobe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. But we got the most breathtaking photo. It'll be posted tonight, so I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you do everything yourself for the business, or do you have other people who help you?
I mostly do everything myself. It is really hard, especially with, like, the new algorithm for Facebook. I don't think, like, I'm getting it. It's so hard to be
I didn't even know there was a new algorithm.
Oh my gosh, the algorithm is the worst enemy ever. And, like, posting the perfect time on the perfect day on, like, where's my audience at and what time are they there. And figuring that out for me is, like, difficult. But also, like, helping me with behind the scenes, I have a couple of friends that help me. My mom helps me a lot. And, yeah, I always pull somebody from bridal parties, too. If my second can't go, then they'll, like, hold the light. And, like, it's usually the maid of honors because they're, you know, the bride's cheerleaders.
Yeah. Hey, they're there for something. You gotta get involved.
Yeah, and they get excited, too. And then they get to see the pictures with the bride and groom, and they get excited. Yeah, I love it.
So, I know that wedding photography is the main thing you do, and I'm actually glad that you had that poster right there because I completely forgot who the artist was. Who you had done for People, but could you talk a little bit about your time with People magazine and like how that all happened?
Oh my gosh, so
and also maybe explain like what I'm talking about since no one else can see that.
Yeah, so it's a People poster that I blew up, and that is Jackie Popovich from the Vindies. She opened for Ann Wilson and Melinda Khaleesi, I believe is how you say her name. Mm-hmm. She is the founder for Women Who Rock. They put on a benefit concert. It's usually October. I think this year is September or August. And all the proceeds go to McGee Women's Health Center. They the benefit proceeds go to women's health. She's fantastic. If you can, look her up. It's Women Who Rock out in Pittsburgh. And she has me every year for as one of the photographers. Mm-hmm. And she had a friend in People magazine come to the concert.
Oh, cool.
And so, yeah, she shouted me out, and I love her for that. And still do, because it's, like, the best thing still that's, like, ever happened. Yeah. And, yeah, she got me into the magazine, and they wrote that little caption and put my name on there. Nice. It was so cool.
Yeah, that was really cool whenever I first saw that, because whenever we had first met, I thought that, like, you only were doing, like, weddings and things like that, and then I saw that you had done that, and I was like, oh, that's really neat. Like, that's completely out of, like, left field.
Yeah, so I do weddings, family portraits, pet portraits, headshots, concerts for Melinda, at least. Mm-hmm. I haven't done a concert for anybody else, like, outside of festivals. Mm-hmm. So she's, like, the main concert I do once a year. And yeah, and then of course, when I have a little bit of downtime, I try to relax, but there's always, my camera's always with me, so I take photos of nature too.
Yeah. And someone's always getting married. There's never like a time where that's not happening.
Yes.
So how did you get involved with the Tribune? Because that was how we had first kind of gotten into contact.
Okay, so I was at Johnstown Fashion Week 2 years ago now. And Camille, who runs that, she really helped me with getting involved in the Tribune, and she introduced me to Shane at Johnstown Magazine. And I was telling
I still need to get him on the podcast. I've asked him like 3 times. And
he's always, a busy man.
I know, that's what it is. I'm always so like, come on. And he's like, I'm busy. And I'm like,
yes,
okay.
He's so busy.
He's producing a play now, too.
He's doing what?
He produced a play.
Oh, a play, yeah.
Like
he did.
I think it was maybe a 2-part musical or something like that is what it looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fun for him. Love him. So I sat next to him, and he was like, do you want to be one of my photographers? I said, yeah, it's been my dream since I started photography. So I just, that next month, he was like, here's your contract. I was like, dude, this is crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of how we had met as well, because I was doing a book signing at a table at the Pride Festival in 2025? Yeah, so it was 2024. I completely forgot.
It's okay.
And he came up to me and we started talking, and he bought one of my books, and then like that was how we got that whole interview worked out. So yeah, it's kind of cool. He just like appears places and then just hires people to do things and gets people involved.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with Emmanuel? Was it the same sort of thing? Like you just started?
So Jeff Biddleman, he was my boss at Rare Collectibles.
He's my boss now.
Yeah.
He actually might also be coming on the podcast here soon.
Oh, so. Nice. Yeah. That'll be fun. He invited me, and Dan was my boss as well. They both invited me to come to church with them. Mm-hmm. And I was a little, like, shy at first. I've always, like, known of God. I've just never, like, dove deep into a relationship with God. And then I lost my full-time job. I got, long story, but I didn't do anything wrong, but I got fired. And it was just a very scammy company.
Oh, okay.
In the long run. It was just very bad. And
I've had that same situation before, actually, so I understand. Yeah.
Awful. And lost my job. You know, I live by myself, paying rent, paying for my car, paying debt by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And so my best friend, she was like, I just need you to wait for me. I have a job for you, but it's just not ready yet. I'm like, okay, I got you. Perfect. And it was like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later.
Oh,
and I was like, girl, I need you. I'm suffering. Like, I can't do this anymore. My savings account's drained. I'm making $7.25 an hour plus sales. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And just like everyone saw me struggling and was like, you should come to church with us. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like dabbling in my Bible, and then I was like, God, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm struggling. Like, I need a sign. And then my dad called me, and I was like, there it is. And I just, ever since, gave my life to God. It's going on. This year will be 3 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And the following year, I got baptized, so it'll be 2 years for me to be baptized. And I have not looked back because he's just saved me through all of it.
Nice. And so from there, then you got involved with doing the photography for different events that they do?
Yeah, so from there, Troy got a hold of me.
Mm-hmm.
I became a member. Troy got a hold of me, and I started doing the baptism photos and the festival that they have.
Mm-hmm.
They just asked me to do a parent panel event that they had. It was like for the little kids, when they give the little kids life to God.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I love it. And and I honestly love this church. I recommend it to everybody.
Yeah.
Pastor John's amazing.
I also had him on the podcast. It's really funny for people who are listening. They must be like putting together all the dots of like why I have all these random people on my podcast.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because Troy was on there, John was on there a couple weeks, well, not a couple weeks, but a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. And then I've been trying to get Wade, but he's also elusive.
Yeah, he's so busy too.
Yeah, he's doing like 20 different things at once. I can never get him on. So with it's Emerald Photography, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why, but whenever I first read it, I always thought it said Emerald City Photography.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know if I have like minor dyslexia or something, but I always add like words when they're not there.
That's hilarious.
And
I hope other people don't do that.
No, it's really just me. I have a joke with like basically everybody I know that like I'm always reading things wrong. But originally I thought that was kind of cool because I was like, oh, I wonder if she's like from Boston or something, because I know that Boston is kind of called the Emerald City.
That's funny.
But okay, I'm glad that I can finally clear up what it's called for everybody. So as kind of like as you're doing the wedding photography and the portraits, and with Emmanuel and with Tribune, what do you kind of see as maybe the next couple years in the future with your business? Do you see it as kind of staying how it is, or maybe expanding?
Oh, I hope it doesn't stay how it is. I hope not. I would love to expand. I would love to like hire people to help me with social media. Maybe even hire a full-time like second shooter, behind the scene content creator. I want to grow outside of PA. Mm-hmm. I've done weddings in Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia. I will be in Florida in September.
Oh, cool.
And
is that your farthest one?
Florida is the farthest one,
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm so excited. When they reached out to me, I was like, this is a dream.
And you got it in the perfect month, too, because it's not going to be swelteringly hot.
Yes. And it's like mid-September, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
And past hurricane season too. Nice. a little bit past.
Yeah, Florida always has something going on down there.
Yeah, they sure do.
We actually had a running joke in one of my classes in high school where every Friday we would do like a news story where someone would like pick some news story that they thought was funny or like cool or something. And we had this like running joke of like who could pick the craziest Florida story that was going on, because there's always something really wacky.
Yeah, Florida's crazy.
So with the Florida appointment that you're doing, they just reached out to you like because they found you through like what you've done here, or?
So it is my friend from high school.
Oh, okay,
but
cool.
I was still like shocked
Yeah.
that, you know, there's so many photographers in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Stephanie, I want you. Like, I can't imagine going with anybody else. I love his fiance. They're fantastic people. And I'm excited to see them because it's been, this year will be 11 years since I've seen them since we
Wow.
graduated.
Yeah, so that's like a cool like reunion there.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm happy to be there for them.
So what do you think, like, I mean, because obviously that's a really cool way to expand. I mean, just kind of like getting one foot like in another state sometimes can like open like 20 doors.
Yeah.
So what else are you looking to do maybe to like get it to where you can go beyond where you're at now, since it seems like you want to like really move beyond that?
Yeah, so I've also done like personal fitness trainer photos down in Florida too. So, I had this friend, he was like, hey, I want to go to Florida, I want to get my pictures done, and I was like, dude, let's do it. And he's like, I want to expand too, and I was like, that's great, like, let's, you know, collab.
Is he a personal trainer?
He is, he's out in Greensburg,
Oh, cool.
Urch Training.
Urch Training.
It might be Urch Fitness Training, something like that.
Okay.
And, he actually he's won, I think they do Simply the Best out in Greensburg, and he's won 2 or 3 years in a row, so that's good. For best gym and best trainer, I believe. Yeah, so...
Well, and that reminds me, too, I was going to say it at the beginning of the episode, but then I forgot because I messed up the original intro. I wanted to congratulate you for being the 2025 Johnstown Photographer of the Year.
Thank you.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, photographer and photography business, 2 years in a row, both awards. I still am in shock. Every year, I can't believe I won because I'm like, I don't know that many people.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Johnstown, for voting for me. I appreciate Johnstown so much. And
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, there's really a lot of cool things happening right now. I mean, that's kind of like why I originally started the podcast, because it sort of just felt like everyone collectively was getting tired of where Johnstown was, and then like all these cool small businesses started popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And then now they're doing the Central Park renovation downtown,
Yeah.
which I don't know what your feelings on it are. I've heard that it's very controversial, but I'm very excited for it.
It is very controversial. I won't get into it, but I'm excited to see what Johnstown's doing.
Are you an anti Central Park?
I'm anti spending that much money on a park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
when we have like a bunch of other things that the park needs done, but I feel like there's way more important things that need done first.
Yeah.
Is
No,
where
I couldn't agree more there. I haven't read enough into like the fine details of it, so I always, from what I read, I thought that it was like the money that they used for the park couldn't be used for like too many other things, and it had to be used for like some sort of city renovation, which I mean there's so many other city renovations.
There's so many other
that
things
could beat
they could
them
be
to
doing.
it, but
Yeah.
I mean it seems maybe like it's for like the look of the place, because everything's already happening right in that area, so it's like make that part look really nice.
And I get that because there is all those small businesses.
Yeah.
They want the foot traffic. I totally get it.
But it's like you could also expand, like maybe have small businesses more everywhere rather than just right
one
there.
area. Yeah, one block.
Because I always joke with people, I'm like, I love going down to Central Park, but I'm scared to like walk anywhere else. So I have to I walk on foot around the park and like into those businesses, and then I'm getting straight back into my car to like get to go somewhere else.
Oh, see, and it, maybe, like not $8 million in one park. Maybe like, I mean, I don't know how much it costs to renovate a whole park. But I don't feel like it should be like $8 million.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of dollars.
Yeah.
So what was the choice behind your business name?
Okay, so I went from Stephanie Michelle Photography, my name, of course. And a few years ago, I was just kind of like, I don't really want my personal name and my business name like the same. So I was like, I want to make it a little more personal and memorable as well. Like, everyone actually said when I switched over to Emerald Photography, they were like, that's such an easy name to remember. It's a color, it's a gemstone, it's a birthstone. And so, speaking of birthstones, that's why I kind of like, that's how I came up with it.
Okay.
I asked my family, I'm like, what do you guys think? Like, what name should I choose? And they were all like, make it like personal, but not your name.
Yeah.
And so it took like a couple days, and I was like, oh my gosh, Emerald, it's my birthstone. I was like, it wasn't my favorite color. I hated emerald green, and I was like, but now I'm like, everything, as you can see, my couch is emerald green, the chair you're sitting in is emerald green, like, at my car, I wrapped it in emerald green.
Yeah, I mean, once you chose it for the name of the business, you just had to commit to it everywhere
Yep,
else.
pretty much.
All I can ever think of with Emerald, like in my head that associates, is the Emerald City from The Wizard of Oz.
That's
like,
what everyone...
Which is always a different, like, it's a different shade of green than actual emerald.
Yeah, and everyone's like, did you name it because of Wizard of Oz? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I didn't even watch the movie.
And see, there was me who can't even read, and I thought that it was Emerald City.
Yeah, so that's how I came up with emerald photography.
Cool, thanks. Well, as we sort of start to wrap up here, I always ask all of my guests the same question at the end, because I like to see how all different types of creative people sort of have this one through line that connects like everything that we do individually. So from when you started doing photography, from when you were younger up until where you are now, and like all the road bumps you might have hit along the way with like starting your business, growing your business, being scared of like, am I actually going to be able to do this? And then like things being just kind of given to you right then and there. How have you changed, and how have you grown since the first time that you first picked up a camera?
Oh, wow.
The cat wants to be in the podcast too.
I feel like I've definitely grown skill set wise, which if you're a creative, you always need to grow your skills to better yourself every day. I've grown a lot more faithfully instead of, oh, I have to do this on my own, I'm by myself, and worrying about, am I going to make it? I just have faith that everything will be in a line the way it's supposed to. And switching that mindset, you're not as anxious, you're not as depressed, you're not of course I'm stressed out, but I'm not as stressed out. I'm just kind of like, hey.
Yeah, it's like the normal amount of stress.
Yeah, like, can you like throw me a bone here? Like, help me out a little bit. And he always comes through. So having all that faith in your business, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I'm in a pretty similar boat too, where like it feels like a lot of the time, like, you know, is all of the work that I'm doing towards something like actually going to end up working out in the end. Yeah. And then it's sort of paradoxical, because it's kind of that joke that people, well, it's not a joke, but it kind of has become a joke from how much people have said it, where it's like you have to have the right mindset to succeed at something.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's really true, because if you have the wrong mindset, it's like eating the wrong foods, where you don't even notice how much it's sort of like slowly destroying you.
Yeah.
And then whenever you shift it, within like 2 days, you're instantly like everything just starts to feel like it's falling into place, and all these like cool synchronicities start to fall through and all this stuff.
It's kind of like you have to have that drive even through the tough times and the hard times and the slow times for me. Yeah. And you have to want to keep going and not dwell in the slow times. And like in the slow times for me, like not having a photo shoot every single day, I shift my mind to, I'm sad, like I don't have a photo shoot today. Like look at everybody else, they're shooting every day, like I want to do that too. What can I do to become that?
Yeah. Like
in TikTok, on Facebook, and Instagram, and Reels, behind the scenes on my website. So instead of being like upset or jealous, I switch my mindset to what can I do to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, and something I've realized too is like the more, because it is really it's kind of also another thing where it's like a really fine line to walk, where it's like it's really helpful to really have a drive to be like the people who you aspire to and like are really inspirational, because I mean I have that a lot too. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, but then also at the same time we also have to be like kind of comfortable with who we've been put here to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's like kind of the most exciting but also the most scary part of like doing anything,
because this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And
it might not be where you want to be, but like you're here and it's slow for a reason.
Yeah. And it makes me think back to one of my, I think it was like my second or third episode that I did, and I talked to, her name was Morgan out in Pittsburgh, and she said this quote. I think it wasn't Miles Davis. It was another writer from that time, and he said, "The place that I'm meant to be doesn't exist yet until I create it." And she said that, I was like, oh, like, I get it. Like, that, like, it's one of those quotes where, like, it kind of just, like, explains life. And it's like, that's how that felt to me, where it was like, yeah, it's true. Because, like, the places that we want to be don't exist because no one has done it yet. Because if someone else has done it, then why would you want to do it?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, for coming on the podcast. This was really fun.
Yeah,
and
thank you
for opening up your home for us to record in with
Of
your
course.
cats. You really wanted to be part of it. Maybe I'll have to interview them next time.
Yeah, that'd be funny.